Spurgeon here with RevZilla, and today we're going to break down the RICHA Infinity 2 jacket available at RevZilla.com. So what you're going to see from RICHA with the Infinity 2 is a mid-level jacket really aimed at upright touring riders. So think for all you ADV riders out there, or if you're on a Yamaha Tracer, you like sport riding, you're really not going off-road, but you have that more that upright, sport touring style position, a little bit of a longer cut to this. So that's really where I see this jacket kind of filling in the current market. Now, RICHA is a brand that is new to the United States, but they have been established in Europe for quite some time. They are based out of Belgium, and we're really excited to see the pieces that they are now bringing into the American market, because they're offering a lot of quality and versatility, but for a slightly lower price point than what we're seeing from some of the other European manufacturers out there. This particular jacket comes in around the $350 price point. Sizes will range from a small all the way up to a 5XL. 4 different colors available, and with those sizes, there's also short and tall lengths available, which adds or subtracts roughly about 2 inches to the sleeves and torso. Now, when we're looking at this within RICHA's line, this would pretty much be your entry-level piece. If you wanted to step up to something in the world of touring, maybe you wanted to get up into Gore-Tex, you'd be looking at the Cyclone. Now just keep in mind with the Cyclone, that's going to be a Z-liner. So even though it's Gore-Tex, it's really going to be baked in there. You can't take it out. But what I like about the Infinity 2 is that you are going to have a removable thermal as well as a removable waterproof, and you can add or subtract them depending on the weather that you're riding in. So let's go ahead and break this down and talk a little bit more about what you're getting with the Infinity 2 for, again, around that $350 price point. Now, the main construction on this jacket is going to be 600D Cordura. So nice beefy construction, and then when you get to your shoulders and even down into your other pieces, you're going to have little accent pieces on the jacket. You are getting ripstop, and that ripstop is going to work all the way down the sleeves on this particular piece, but it is in your shoulder impact zones. Now, the main advantage of ripstop is if you do get a tear, it doesn't allow it to continue. So it'll snag, it'll tear, but it won't continue to rip, so it maintains the integrity of the jacket. Pops are reflective as you're working its way down the shoulders. Full D3O armor, D3O CE Level 1 armor at the elbows, shoulders, and back. Now this is going to be made to accommodate the new D3O Ghost armor, so you can either add that in. You can also upgrade the back protector to a full-on Viper back protector, and there's a really cool logo on the inside to show you which back protectors will fit with this, particular piece. Now the collar on this is going to have a little bit of microfiber for comfort at the top, slightly taller collar, 1.5 inches, I would say, rise to this. You are going to have the snapback, so it's an old-fashioned kind of a hook design. So McHugh, if you want to, I'll let you snap that back and hook it on. Let's see if he can do it, folks. Let's see if he can do it live. Now, while Pat's trying to do that, I actually forgot to tell you Pat's sizing. So let's just back up. Oh, see, he can't do it. Look at that. All right, so that just goes to prove it's kind of a hard little snag to get that hook back. It's something you would want to do before you start riding if you want that open. I do like to ride with my collar open. But again, McHugh is 44-inch chest, stands at 6 feet tall, weighs in at 220 pounds, and he is in a size large, which is a perfect correlation to the sizing chart. So just going back to sizing for a second, if you're looking at their sizing chart, you should have no surprises. And Pat is wearing both the liners right now. So working our way back down the sleeve, after we've thoroughly confused our cameraman, Justin, who's trying to follow me as I go through this particular jacket, working your way down, pops are reflective with the RICHA over on the side. We'll get a better look at this when we have Pat turn sideways. You are going to have a Velcro adjuster up at the bicep, and then a slide adjuster with another piece of Velcro down at the forearm. You're looking at about 6 vents total for this. The forearm is going to have a vent, so 2-way zipper. You can either use this in the vent position, or you can use it to get in and out of the jacket. Once you set the Velcro cuff, you can use your zipper to get in and out there. Now, looking down the front on this, you are going to have additional chest vents. So this confused me as well. So you have this TPR at the top, but there's no vent under there. It's just this TPR to kind of give it like almost like a European flair. I would love to have seen the vent kind of zip open to the top too and then fold down to give you massive venting on the chest. But you are going to have dual chest vents, dual forearm vents, and then 2 exhaust vents at the back, so 6 vents total. I'll open that up so Pat gets a little bit of breathability under the hot studio lights. As we're looking at the front of this, again, pops are reflective, working its way down. You do have that ripstop. You are going to have pops reflective on the pockets for this, and then you're going to have a fold-down pocket, which is lined. I would say this is going to be a water-resistant pocket. Now, Pat, go ahead and strike the riding position for me. you're going to have an adjuster at the waist on this, and then you're also going to have an adjuster down at the bottom of the hips, so dual adjusters. And you can see that logo. Pat, just go ahead and lower your hand for a second so we can get a good look at that. This logo is a bit much for me, the big R. I do like the RICHA logo with the pop reflective there, but I could do without the large R with a double branding on that one. Accordion stretch at the back of the elbow on this. Would have loved to have seen a little bit of accordion stretch at the back of the shoulder as well, but once you open up that vent, it does give you a nice range of motion. So just keep in mind with that vent open, it does give you a little bit more room. McHugh, you can go ahead and face backwards for me. You can see the dual vents on both sides, and then you are going to have that D3O back protector. This is just the simple skinnier D3O. You can upgrade to the full size Viper back protector. It will accommodate both of those. Pops, reflective, again, humanoid forms. The RICHA logo again at the back. The only real nitpick that I have here is that there is going to be a pocket to store your liners, a little rabbit pouch, but it's really too small to fit both liners. It's really too small to fit, even one liner without cramming it in there. So I would love it if this was a little bit larger. The way it stands right now, I probably wouldn't use this pocket too much. McHugh, let's turn around. You know the drill. We're gonna have you unzip and show the world what you're working with underneath this jacket. So large main zip, you are going to have a waterproof liner that kind of flops over top of that, making sure there's no water pushing through. You are going to have a Napoleon pocket inside that waterproof flap, but your true waterproof liner is right here. So you're going to have this giant red horseshoe zip. The waterproof liner is the first one on the outside, and if you zip this down to the inside, you are going to see there is a thermal liner that can be used separately as well. So if you want to zip that out of the waterproof liner, you have two different options for how you can, actually you have three different options for how you can set this up. You can go thermal, waterproof, and outer shell. You can just do waterproof, or you can do thermal and outer shell, and then you can do just the outer shell by itself. So I lied, there's 4 different ways you can configure this jacket. But right now, I like the fact that for around the $300 price point, you get a lot of weather protection baked into one solid piece that you can have a lot of versatility with. McHugh, go ahead and zip up for us. So for those of you out there that are looking at RICHA for the first time, I'm actually very impressed with what they're bringing to the American market. It's a great European competitor. The fit is awesome, and there's a nice style to this. Now, there's a couple of things that I'd love to change. I think when we're talking about the style on this, I think that rubber could probably go away, lose the big logos. But really, when you're looking at that $300, $350 price point, I think there's a lot of functionality and protection baked into this, and the fact that you get full D3O throughout is a nice win. But there's a lot of folks out there already using RICHA. If you want to hear more about what they have to say, you can click the info button on your desktop or mobile device. You can read other rider reviews. And if you're still not sure as to which riding gear is right for you, you can always reach out to one of our gear geeks at 877-792-9455 or shoot an email over to cs@RevZilla.com. And thank you for joining us for this look at the RICHA Infinity 2 jacket. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.